Awesome.
So fun.
Ready for, yeah. Sorry, I'm just so excited. I'm so excited that we're at our 7th Pro Workshop webinar, and the number keeps growing. Every time we have one, our attendance grows. So I'm so excited. Thank you for taking the time to be here. My name is Rebecca Healy. I'm the Sales and Marketing Coordinator. I was just talking to Doug Nebelsberger as the VP of Marketing. After the 30-minute webinar, you're going to have an opportunity to take a quiz. If you receive 90% or better, you're going to be eligible for a prize. If you're in a group setting, make sure you grab your cell phone so that you can log in and be eligible for that as well. There's a chat function box, so if you have any questions during the webinar, I'll do my best to answer those. And if I can't, I'll be fired. I'm just kidding. Doug at the end will go ahead and answer those at the end. And then what else was there to say? Yep, so we'll go ahead and get that started. Well, again, the Q&A, we'll go ahead and answer those at the very end.
All right. Yeah. Thank you, Rebecca. So I did promise to everybody that we were going to do this in 30 minutes or less. So just to show you guys, I do have my little clock here going. So we're a minute 15 in. So let's get this going. Just to remind everybody what we're going to do today, and a little bit different format, but similar. Give you an update on our company, introduce you guys to a couple new products, and then take a deep dive. Today it's going to be PL lamps, as you guys know. Give you guys a couple real world examples that you can take away. Test your knowledge, and then open it up to Q&A like Rebecca said, and finish the content portion in 30 minutes or less. And if you do score a 9 or 10, I did lie. If you were invited, it said a $20 gift card, but instead you're going to get one of these. So this is a little 10-ounce low ball Rambler Yeti light efficient design. So just pay attention. We're trying to make the questions not too hard, but just, good stuff to take away. So with that, give you guys a little company update. So back on July 8th, we merged our websites into one, and also refreshed and revamped it. So I'm going to give you guys a little quick tour of some things that I want you guys to be familiar with on our website. So one of the most important things is that all the Remfoss brand products are now on the LED website. And also, if you do go to the Remfoss website still, you'll be quickly redirected to the LED-LLC website. So one of my favorite things that we revamped or refreshed was how you can find our different products. So if you hover over products, you get this nice screen that pops up, and you've got all of our different product categories, but you also have all of our different product segments. So everything here you can click on. So this page, for example, you weren't able to actually click screw-in retrofits. So you can see all the different varieties that we have. We've got some of the updated imaging there. But then the next thing that we added, and I'm going to take you guys to one of the product pages that we've added the most to so far, which is the solar area light. So the idea here is kind of just a one-stop shop where you guys can find a lot of the stuff that you'll be looking for if you were, for example, interested in solar area lights, like Steve from Northern Ontario. So you got a spec sheet, install, best practices guide all right here. We added videos, so we do have a lot of videos now available. So if there is a video for a particular product, it will be found here, along with the resources where you can find all of our videos. We're starting to add images. So here's a couple cool ones. So this is actually from the success story that we just published on LinkedIn and sent out. So you can kind of click through here. This is from New Mexico, parking lot install, and then, kind of just click off, and then success stories. We've got this one that we showed again and published from California. So we're continuing to add there. So reach out to your regional manager if you have some things that you'd like to share with them. Videos, I'll just quickly show you where, but resources and videos. There's over 15 videos, product videos now, and this time last year we had 0. So we're making some strides, trying to make it easier to understand our products. Where you can find the catalogs. I had some people reaching out, hey, Doug, where's the catalog? So we just added it to the top of resources here. And then on the home page, you can actually find the catalog as well. It's just towards the bottom. And there's actually an image of it, so it's clickable, and you can download it there. And the last thing that we did so far, so we're going to be continually trying to make improvements here, It's a good thing to talk properly. But let's say you're looking for our 50-watt wall pack. You know, it's LED-8088 with some more characters after that, but you can literally just type in 8088 and you'll see the image of it. So it's generally should be the first one to pop up. And then on the right side here, you can see essentially, you know, what the product page looks like. So it'll take you right to that product page. So just a neat option with the search function. So for those that have been using it over time, and maybe didn't have such a good experience, give it a try. We really want our website to be very user-friendly. And if it's not, certainly let us know. And I'm going to put this back up on the screen for a couple seconds, but that email address, mcristante@led-llc.com. Mike Cristante is our website guru. He's made, you know, all these changes to the website, maintains the website for us. So I have his email there. If you have any trouble navigating, finding anything, maybe a Remfoss product is not on the website, contact him. And if you have any images of our products installed, please send them to Mike as well, and he'll get them uploaded to our website to build out our photo library. So with that, a couple new product announcements. This will be brief, but some of you guys already know about these, but just in case, we have a 400-watt high bay retrofit that now has a motion sensor in it. So the sensor is integrated into the lamp, so great for warehouses. Each lamp comes with a remote, so you can adjust the settings if you don't want the standard settings out of the box. And then on the right side, we've got our first 1,000-watt high bay Type B. We did have a Type C unit before, but this is just real simple. Bypass the ballast, screw in the lamp, and you're good to go. My two favorite things about these products: one, the motion sensor for the product on the left, and 1,000-watt replacement for the product on the right. And the reason that this hits home with me so much is we're the first ones to come to the market with this type of product. And you know, that's something that we've kind of built our success on, is being the innovators in the market. So we continue to find new ways to innovate within the screw and retrofit category, where there's a lot of people out there that are trying to commoditize this. So you might even seen some marketing around a corn cob with a sensor, but you know, for a post-op application, typically you're not looking to dim that, and you don't want to put a post-op in a high bay either. Same thing with 1,000-watt. I've seen some gigantic corn cobs, some really high-powered corn cobs, but again, in a high bay application, you know, you want to direct that light down and out. So, so that's my little stint about some new products. And now, you know, for what you guys signed up for, the PL category review. So a lot of these products on this page here should look familiar, but hopefully some of them look relatively new. So we'll go through the historical products as well as the new products, and we are now up to 36 SKUs in the PL family. The color temperatures that we offer are 2700K, 3500K, 4000K. Something good to remember, possibly for a little bit later. And then real standard, but I mean, these are pretty much the basics and what is seen as the standard in the industry. 5-year warranty, 50,000 hour LED life, and they are UL listed. So we're going to go through a quick list of the current and existing products by type, and then we're going to hit some new products, give you some examples that I talked about earlier. And just to show you kind of one of the things that helps separate us is we actually have an LED PL lamp that looks like a traditional CFL. Really, you know, allows for that maintenance person feel comfortable with the use, the look of it. So the 7320, which is our 10-watt omnidirectional, is our #1 seller by a lot. So people just love and are comfortable with it. So, so these products should all look familiar, but just to go through, you know, our idea with PL lamps is just like our HID retrofits, is we want to give you guys the right lamp pending the application. So we've got a 12-watt vertical for a recess can, a 10-watt omni, really designed for wall sconces, but can be used in a recess can. And then our horizontal 11 watts. So, and the base does rotate on the horizontal, so you can make sure that your light distribution is optimal. These products work on electronic ballasts because they're type A, but they're also type B, where they work on line voltage 120 through 277. And because they do both, we call that universal. The other key thing to note is these 4-pin lamps here are compatible both with G24Q as well as GX24Q. So they are compatible with each. This question comes up quite a bit. So DLC does not recognize PL lamps that work on line voltage. And because these are universal and do, they do not recognize them. Energy Star also does not, and that's simply because Energy Star does not recognize PL lamps in general. The one exception is the 2G11 PLL or biax lamp. We'll get into a little bit later, but it's this one here where you have the 4 pins in a row. This one happens to be about 22 inches in length. So that one you can have a type B product, and our product is DLC listed. So we'll get into that. And the other key thing to know is when you're crossing over a CFL lamp, a lot of them are going to be like a G24, Q-1, -2, etc. You can pretty much ignore that suffix because our 4 pins are compatible with each of those. So that does apply for the G24D or Q series, but when you get to the G23 or GX23, it is a different case. So just remember for the G24, you can ignore that suffix. And then here's our type A. You'll notice pretty similar style. These are same wattages, same look. The only difference is the driver inside of it. This one's a simplified driver that works off of a, wait for it, electronic ballast only. So these do not work on line voltage and do not recommend putting them on line voltage. Again, key sales note, DLC only recognizes 4-pin type A lamps, which applies, for the majority out there. Again, that exception being that 2G11 PLL or biax lamp. And then this is just a quick little guide. So, you can literally see how similar they are. We try to keep the part number the same, where we're only changing out that third number. So the 7318 is a 7338, 20 to 30, 24 to 34. So the other thing to tell the difference, if you're visually looking at these in person, is the AB Universal have a nice silver finish that kind of looks similar to our HID retrofits. And then the Type A just has a nice plain white finish. Just to kind of help you tell the difference from a visual. And then the Type A are also DLC, which is important, so potential for utility rebates. And then our 2-pin AB universal. So we've got our 5-watt omnidirectional and a whole slew of horizontal styles. But we've got our G23-2, our GX23-2, and then our G24 D base. And again, all these all the bases on these horizontal lamps rotate so that you can optimize your light output. Now these 2-pin lamps work on magnetic ballasts. So earlier I mentioned that the 4 pins work on electronic. 2 pins are going to be on magnetic ballasts. And then these, because they're universal, in addition to working on a ballast, they also work on line voltage. And DLC nor Energy Star recognize 2-pin lamps. So we are not the only manufacturer that does not have a 2-pin lamp. This applies to any manufacturer out there. There's just not a category for 2-pin lamps. Not so much a huge selling point, but just something that interesting that came up. Our 7322 G24D base 2-pin is actually compatible with your G24Q sockets out there, if and only if you're bypassing the ballast. And the reason for that is you're running 2 wires to that socket, so you're gonna wire up to 2 pins. So the other 2 pins on that 4-pin lamp, let's say, really aren't necessary other than being placeholders and fitting into the socket. So just an interesting little note. And then a lot of you have seen this guide. This is in our catalog. It's also available as a sell sheet. This just kind of really walks you through, your different options, 2-pin versus 4, horizontal, omni, vertical, and then you've got our universal ones and our plug and play. But I think it's even more simpler than this. And this is what I ask anytime somebody is trying to ask my help to cross a CFL lamp for them. So 1, I do need to know the base type. A lot of times it might not be printed on the lamp itself. So if you can get the model number, a lot of times I just type it into Google and then pull up that lamp, make sure the part number matches, and then find out what the base type is there. And then ask what's the application. Typically it's going to be a recessed can or a wall sconce, but that is helpful. And then what's the orientation? If it's a recessed can, more or less, you need to know, is it a vertical socket or horizontal? So all that matters. And just a quick example on this. Customer gets back to me and they say, Doug, it's G24D. It's in a recessed can and it's laying horizontally. So, by process of elimination and making sure that all those characteristics are in the lamp, we're going to go with a 7322, which meets all that criteria. And then just to show you a little bit of how intricate these fun, crazy CFL bases are, this is a chart that shows, and I've got our part number matched up with the different bases here. And then you can see on the G24D, like I mentioned before, where that suffix is insignificant. So the 7322 works for both. And then I'm just pointing out a couple of key things, but just between the G23 and the GX23, you can see how it's 1 versus 2. So just these subtle differences, but they do make a difference whether the PL lamp is going to fit in that existing socket. And then again, the cool thing with these 4-pin lamps, you've got all the, G24, GX24, -1, -4, what have you, but all of our 4-pin lamps are compatible and will fit into the sockets of those traditional CFL base types. Now some new products. So some of you guys have seen these, but these are brand new to us this year. So at the top, we have our 25-watt horizontal and vertical lamp. So one lamp that does both. It replaces up to a 42-watt CFL, and it comes with both a telescoping arm and a vertical socket. So so this is the lamp here. So just, has your standard 4 pins. But if you have a vertical socket, you're able to snap this into place, possibly. And that way, sometimes the socket gets a little bit narrow towards the top of it. Or I should say the fixture gets a little bit narrow towards the socket. So that way you're able to meet the socket. And then we also provide this telescoping arm, which is pretty neat, and I'll get to in a second. But all of this, the 2 adapters and the lamp all come in a box. So for you as a distributor or maintenance person, you're able to just have one lamp that's able to be to fit for both vertical and horizontal recess cans. And we do not recommend using the both extenders together, and there really shouldn't be an application where you would need to do so. So that's a 7342. You can remember that by 7342 being a 42-watt CFL replacement. And then a nice complement to it is a medium-based version of it. So this is more aimed to replace a 100-watt HID lamp. This is also a Type B product. And the really cool thing about this, which we've gotten into a little bit of trouble over the years, is for some of these recessed cans, they're in what I would call a sound-sensitive environment, where that fan noise would cause a little bit of a disturbance if it was an open fixture. So this is a great option for that. And one of the ones that comes to mind would be a library. Certainly having a quiet lamp goes a long way. So this is open rated only as well. So not rated for enclosed fixtures, but a great solution and a complement to the 8055, which has been traditionally our go-to product. So this is the 8054. And the last new one is our 17-watt PLL or biax. This is also Type B, and this replaces a 36-watt or 40-watt fluorescent. We are looking at expanding this offering, but right now we are targeting the largest market of these type of lamps, which is that 36-watt or 40-watt fluorescent. And this was the 22-inch one in length, so typically found in 2x2 fixtures. And this is a 7340, replacing up to 40 watts. So little rhyme and reason there with our part numbers. The rest of them, don't go crazy trying to figure them out. Some key sales notes. So the one thing is the product at the top actually has enough lumen output to replace not only a 42-watt CFL, but you can replace 2 26-watt CFLs in a can horizontally. So the way that you'd want to do that, so here's the product with the telescoping arm, I'm sorry. So this is ideally set up for a 6-inch can. If you do have an 8-inch can, this extends out, and therefore you can really center that light in the fixture. If you're replacing 2 26-watt lamps, you're only going to use one of these. And what's nice here, let me see if there's a good way to show this, but this actually bends here at the end so that you could ultimately center, I guess here we go. So you could center the lamp in that fixture. So really cool, really versatile product. And my last note here, the reason I've been saying PLL or biax just depends where your terminology comes from. Philips uses PLL, and GE uses Biax, but it's the same type of lamp, 2G11. So all these products are in stock, and that PLL lamp is DLC rated. So what's coming? What else is coming? I said we're going to add more. So 7320 and 7324, which are our two top sellers. We're going to be having a G3 Gen 3 version come out. And the biggest change with these are they're going to be compatible with more ballasts, a lot more of the common ballasts out there, which will just strengthen its universal position that we have out there. And then we're also working on a 7310, which is essentially a shorter version of the 7320. We're looking at taking off about a full inch. So it will reduce the lumen output a little bit, but for some of those more compact wall sconces, or even the wall sconces where you have the socket raised up in the fixture, this will be a great solution for those. So look out for that, and constantly have other PL products on the drawing board to come out with. So when I was starting to do this competitive analysis of everything that's out there in the market, just doing a time check, we're at 21 minutes. But instead of just putting an eye chart here that says we have this, they have that, a lot of the PL lamps do function very similarly. So what I did was I reached out to some reps, and I reached out to some distributors of ours, and I said, hey, you guys have a lot of options out there. Why light efficient design for PL lamps? What are the reasons that you support us on our PL lamps? So these are some of the answers I got back. So one was the wide offering of PL lamps. So a reminder, 36 SKUs, but we have the same philosophy as our HID retrofits, where we want to have a wide portfolio to be able to provide the right lamp for the right situation. The other one was omnidirectional PL lamps. So I haven't really seen many omnidirectional PL lamps, especially ones that put out, over 1,000 lumens. Our 7320 actually puts out 1,400 lumens. That's a nice feature. And again, having that comfortable feel where it looks and feels like a typical CFL, just no mercury. And then pricing is in line with the competition. So obviously we want to make sure that that's the case. So we are in line there. And then inventory. So we now have 3 times the number of PL lamps that we did a year ago. Some of you may have struggled with us in the beginning of the year as we were picking up some market share from Lunera as they exited the market. But rest assured, we do have adequate inventory to support you now. I've actually got some numbers here we have 119,000 PL lamps in our warehouses today. We have 57,000 lamps that are either on a boat or a plane. So they'll be hitting our warehouses within the next 4 weeks. And then we've got another 42,000 that are at our factory being produced right now. So that's about 220,000 PL lamps. So we are ready to help you out there. And then again, the universal AB. So not many manufacturers do that with a 4-pin lamp. The 2-pin is a little bit more common, but on the 4-pin lamp, which is the high volume SKUs, a lot of people just do a type A, plug and play only. So ours gives that maintenance person, that end user, the peace of mind of, we can do the simple, quick install today, plug and play, and then you can bypass later if that ballast becomes an issue. And the last one is I just have to give a nod to our team here in Cary and in Middleton, and then all of our reps around the country. So just excellent customer service that you guys provide, and trying to just make it as easy as possible to do business with. So that was one of my own, but thank you guys. So now some real life examples. So basically what we're going to do here, this is the setup recessed can. So again, answering some of those questions I was asking earlier. Recessed can, 2 CFL lamps. You got a 26 watt G24Q-2, and it's horizontal orientation. So in this case, which of these would you recommend? You've got 2 of the 7324s, 2 of the 7334s, and then our new lamp. So which one would you specify? Give you guys a little bit of time to think about it. So you got 2 lamps laying horizontal in a recessed can. Which of these might you think would be the trick? And the trick here is it's slightly a trick question because all of them are correct. Now, if this was the SAT, you can only have one correct answer. So, what would be the scenarios that each one would be the best? So the first one is our type AB, where you can bypass the ballast, and therefore this would have the best energy and maintenance savings because it's only 22 watts of power, the two lamps together, both 11 watts. And then you're eliminating the ballast, which is a huge maintenance savings over time. 7334, our type A horizontal, would be the lowest cost because there's no labor to install the lamps really. I mean, you're just getting up there, taking out a CFL and popping in our LED PL lamp. So very quick installation and possible rebates depending on the utility in the market because these are DLC rated. Then the last one, why would you want to use our new product? It's got the best light output. So 2,500 lumens is going to be more than using 2 of the horizontal units. So if you do want it to be brighter than what you have today, recommend going with that unit. So all different scenarios and why you might want to recommend our different lamps. Just more options out there. So the next one should be relatively easy, but just want to reinforce this. So we've got a wall sconce fixture with 1 CFL. It's a 24Q-1 base, 26 watts. Looks something like that. And which PL lamp should be specified? So basically you've got our omni, our horizontal, and our vertical. Give you guys just a little bit of time to think about this. Trying to think of how the vertical one could be used in a wall sconce, but can't think of anything. So anyways, so here, a little bit of a spoiler. That last answer should be crossed out, but the check mark's by the right one. So it'd be the 7320, our top selling PL lamp. That's gonna be the best lamp for this because having that 360 light output is gonna illuminate that entire sconce fixture. I've actually been at a hotel where they did go to a horizontal PL lamp. It was not our brand, I did check. But it's got such a nice bright spot right out the front of the fixture, but that's all that's lit up. So you have this nice decorative fixture, and now that whole decorative, appeal to it is basically ruined. So that's the correct answer, but little bonus for you guys. Could also use the Remfoss brand sconce retrofit. So this is a nice solution, a little bit more long-term as it's 10-year warranty, 100,000 hour LED chipset that we use. And it has some other features such as motion sensing, and you can even add emergency battery backup to your existing fixture if you'd like. So that's a little bonus, a little bit of a good, better, and then best, you can get a brand new fixture from us. So this is our decorative sconce fixture, which is actually powered by our sconce retrofit. So just another option. We've had a lot of success, especially when people are trying to add emergency battery backup or sensors. Our sensor that we use is microwave technology, so it can see through the lens of the fixture, so you don't have to mount a PIR sensor external to it. So a really nice option. We can even do custom colors on the trim if needed, obviously longer lead time, but a lot of flexibility within our product line. And again, these retrofit kits are all with that flex watt and flex color. So it is 3:29 Central Time, and I am done. So I fulfilled my promise to you guys, all of you that logged in here. Thank you for joining us, and I'm glad I was able to keep it under 30. So.